Every November, December, people come home for the holidays. If you have guests coming home and you're looking for events to take them to, look no further than right here in Portsmouth. On today's show, we're going to look at holiday events coming up this November, December. So stay tuned. That's coming up right here and right now on this November, December episode of Portsmouth Now. Welcome to our November-December 2018 episode of Portsmouth Now. I'm your host, Rob Lauer. The Portsmouth Department of Parks, Recreations, and Leisure Services has a number of fantastic holiday-themed events taking place this November-December. Here's Mark Palmachuk, Interim Director of the Department, to tell us what they have on the calendar. Mark, welcome to Portsmouth Now.
Thank you, Rob.
So, I was wondering if you could tell us what's going on for the Parks and Recreations in November and December.
Well, November and December are pretty busy, actually. All starts, we actually help co-sponsor the Grand Illumination Parade over in Norfolk. That's on November 17th at 7 p.m. We will, of course, have a float in there to represent the city of Portsmouth, as we usually do. And then moving into December, December 1st, actually, in Cradock at Afton Square, it's Christmas in Cradock. It's in partnership with the Cradock Civic League, and that'll be from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. They'll have Santa out there, they'll light their Christmas tree. It's just a nice holiday feel to it. And then the weekend right after that is actually our Children's Christmas Parade. That starts at 10 a.m. on High Street, right here on Washington Street, going down to Water Street. And then immediately after that, at 11, from 11 till 3, we have our Olde Towne Holiday Music Festival. I believe this is the 21st year for that. And again, we'll have roving entertainers and musicians. We'll have marshmallow roasting stations with the help of the fire department. We'll also have some stations set up for some of the public school choir groups and other school groups to perform as well.
I've been to that a number of times. That really is a really cool Christmassy holiday type event that's really unique to this area. You really don't have anything like this in any of the other area cities.
No, you're right. It's really nice. If you're really waiting to get into the Christmas spirit, that's a good time to do it. Yeah. And it also lets people take advantage of all the great businesses we have downtown. A lot of people don't know all these great businesses we have. Plenty of Christmas shopping, holiday shopping for everyone to do.
And great food.
And great food as well, you're correct.
Yeah. So anything else coming up in December after that?
Immediately after that, we have our youth basketball league starting. We also have our winter break camp for 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. It'll help, whenever school's out, parents need somewhere to drop off their kids, so we have a spot for them at some of our recreation centers for that.
Is that something they need to register for ahead of time?
They do need to register for that. It's very nominal fee. It's only $25. It covers all 6 days. They get breakfast and lunch while they're there. Wow. 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. for those days.
Okay, so if they're interested, should they call the department?
They can call us. Yeah, they can call us 393-8481. They can also reach us on the city website, portsmouthva.gov. Click on Parks and Recreation.
Okay, fantastic. Well, thanks for stopping by and telling us about everything.
Absolutely, Rob.
Do you have room at your Thanksgiving table for an extra guest? Would you like to add to your family in 2019? Then look no further than the Portsmouth Humane Society. I'm joined by Babs Zubowski, who is the Executive Director of the Portsmouth Humane Society. Welcome, Babs.
Thank you.
So I hear you've had a pretty good year this year at the
We've
Humane
had
Society.
a great year this year. Our staff is working so diligently hard to create a life-saving shelter, and we are currently at 92% save rate, which is incredible for a municipally funded shelter, which Portsmouth Humane Society has a contract with the city of Portsmouth to serve as the intake facility. So half of our funding comes from the city of Portsmouth, and we take in everything that the animal control brings, and citizens have to surrender to us. That's our responsibility to do. And so for us to be able to say we're saving 92% right now of the animals that come into our shelter is absolutely an incredible feat. Well, and I'm so proud to be able to say that.
Congratulations, and good for the animals.
Yes,
too.
That's right. So some of the things we've been doing a little bit differently to kind of help with that, like heartworm positive dogs, we treat them. Some other shelters may not choose to do that because it can be costly, but we choose to treat them. Cats that have FIV, which is feline, like kitty sickness, they are also treated, and well, we don't treat them, we educate our adopters so they realize that these cats can't be outdoor kitties and they have to stay indoors and can only be in a single kitty home or another home with a kitty that's FIV positive. So we're doing some outside of the box thinking like that to make sure that these animals can live happy, normal lives. This summer, we had a great opportunity to work with Humane Society of the United States. Wasn't really under the greatest circumstances, because when that wonderful hurricane came up the coast and we were all biting our teeth like, is this gonna hit, is this gonna hit? We decided, okay, HSUS said, come on, we'll help you and we'll get some animals out of the way. This was before we knew where it was gonna hit. And they came and moved almost 30 of our animals up to shelters north of us. And then the storm kind of passed our wake, and we realized, wow, we can now turn around and help some other people down south that were hit. And so we actually partnered with Best Friends Animal Society, and we took in 17 dogs from a hub. They established a hub up in New Jersey, in Delaware, to go and get these animals. They got them out, got them to the hub, and then we deployed to go get them and brought them back to our shelter and get them adopted, which was really quite neat. One of the animals that was adopted, it was a little dog, and the person came in last week to get it updated on shots and everything, and she had named it Florence, which was so cute. Right now, as we're filming this, I've got a team that is deploying to Manassas to pick up some more animals from a high kill shelter that were being hubbed out of Houston, Dallas, I think it was Houston area, and they were hubbed to Oklahoma and then sent up to Manassas to be spread out to other shelters. So we're on the road today doing that. So that's kind of a really neat thing that we're able to be on, extend our reach from just Portsmouth to help other shelters.
That's great. Now, this time of year coming up with the holidays, I'm sure that a lot of kids write to Santa and say, bring me a puppy or a kitty.
Right.
And parents are considering getting pets for their children.
Sure.
They may be looking at pet stores and things, but you have a whole community of animals here that need a home.
Cats, dogs, kittens, puppies. We have them all right now in our shelter. The best thing to do, though, when you're looking to take a pet home and to adopt a pet, we really encourage people to come into the shelter with the whole family to meet the pet. So gifting isn't sort of something we encourage. We more encourage them to go and meet the animal, find the right fit for your family. So with that in mind, this Thanksgiving, we're doing an incredible thing, which we did last Thanksgiving, and we're hoping to do just as much success this Thanksgiving. We're calling it the Thankful for You Foster Weekend. So what we're encouraging people to do is the Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving, come to our shelter, look at our adoptable dogs, take one home, give them a break from our shelter, spoil them, introduce them to your family, and then the hope is that you actually become a foster failure and they stay with you. So that's kind of something that's a little bit different, but we had great success with it last year. We had lots of foster failures and lots of dogs that found their forever homes.
I'm sure that a lot of people have no idea that they actually have that opportunity to bring an animal home as a guest.
Right, yeah.
So if you want an animal for your Thanksgiving guests, bring them, and maybe they can become part of the family.
That's what we hope.
That's
what
great.
We hope. Yeah.
Well, good luck with that.
Thank you. I encourage everybody to follow our Facebook page and like us, because you'll find the most up-to-date information on there, what's happening. We have a breakfast with Santa that we always do the first weekend in December. We have pet pictures. Those will be at Pet Suites in Chesapeake with a real Santa Claus. So that'll be a lot of fun. And then we're doing something different this year. We're doing our Holiday Wishes campaign, where we're selling beautiful metallic silver stars, and we'll have a grand illumination party in the middle of December for all the people donating stars for our decorating our facility. It'll be wonderful.
That sounds like a lot of fun. Well, thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule and coming and telling us all about this.
Absolutely. Thanks. Happy holidays, everyone.
We'll look at more holiday-themed events when we return to Portsmouth Now right after these messages.
You're watching PCTV, television for the new Portsmouth.
Portsmouth on the right side of the river. Rediscover your neighbor, the new Portsmouth.
Welcome back to our November-December 2018 episode of Portsmouth Now. Every year about this time, the Olde Towne Farmers Market undergoes a change, and here's Terry Danaher to tell us about it. Terry, welcome back to Portsmouth Now.
Thank you very much. It's good to be here.
We have the farmers market that goes on from spring until Christmas, but at this time of year we actually call it a holiday market.
Well, we started doing more holiday themed types of things around Thanksgiving. One of our baking vendors, for instance, will make pumpkin pies and pecan pies and all those things, so people can stock up and celebrate from Thanksgiving on to Christmas. So we have fruitcakes are very popular too. And then we have the market on December 8th is tied into the holiday music festival here in Portsmouth.
Which is a pretty big deal.
Yeah, so we turn that particular market on the 8th into a sort of bazaar. So we have extra vendors for everything from candles to jewelry to art, woodwork, things like this, which I bought at a holiday market a couple of years back.
Very nice.
This is from an alpaca farmer. We have an alpaca farm, and there's a partnership there with a goat milk producer who sells everything from lotions to soaps to the most incredible goat milk caramel topping for ice cream. It's incredible.
I don't think I'd ever expect to hear those words in one sentence. Goat milk caramel topping for ice cream.
It's delicious. It is delicious.
Because I think when you hear goat milk, you don't necessarily think delicious.
But I like goat milk ice cream, and it's really good. And it's got like 3 things in it, so it's pure, it's easy to digest, and it tastes great. So with the goat milk caramel topping, it's really special.
It's Christmas all year long.
Right.
If you have that around.
It's a lot of good food. And then the bakers are of course very busy, and that is the fatten for the winter season. So we all feel free to indulge at that point.
So you still have some produce though, don't you? I'm sure you have quite a bit of produce.
Well, we're supposed to have a warm winter, and we've had several warm winters in the past. We didn't really have winter until after January last year, if I recall correctly, or during January. And we have all the greens are out during that period. So you can get broccoli and kale, and if you get sick of broccoli and kale, you can have pumpkin and acorn squash and that sort of thing. We have some. One of our farmers especially brings in some stuff from a little bit farther south, and he can tell you where he gets it and how it's done, how it's raised. So there is a pretty good variety. It's just you're not going to see fresh tomatoes, local tomatoes, things like that, because those really don't come back until June.
But you could find some fresh vegetables in for your Thanksgiving meal or your holiday meal.
Yeah, people go crazy for collards here, but there's also a lot of other really kind of interesting greens that one of our farmers grows bok choy and pak choy and all kinds of different cabbages, and so it's still a very good market. We have fresh eggs. We have a terrific pork farmer, and he actually grills on site too, so people can grab a bite to eat. And at that holiday market, we'll be having extra food and beverage vendors too, so there will be more for people to partake of as they shop. And the courtyard there, because it's Winter Wonderland, we'll have fire pits and or fireplaces, I'm not sure which they'll do, and they have exhibits out in the courtyard, and people can grab a cup of cinnamon coffee and something to eat and sit down and enjoy themselves right there.
That's great. Now, this is every Saturday until Christmas. From what hours?
Our winter hours, which start at the beginning of November, are 10 until 1, and we run through December 22nd.
Okay. Is the 10 to 1, is that also for the music festival? Does it go any longer on that day?
The children's parade starts at 10, and that starts at Washington Street, Washington and High. It goes down to Water Street, and they expect that to take maybe 45 minutes to an hour. And then the music festival itself starts, and there'll be strolling players, so there'll be music in the courtyard too. And there will be people wandering up and down the streets, mimes and clown Santa will be there, is my understanding. There's all kinds of stuff going on.
It should be. Grab a bite and grab some groceries while
and
you're
then sit on Santa's lap
with your fresh bok choy or whatever you want to pick up.
It tastes really good. I mean, it's a wonderful season for changing out the flavors.
Yeah.
You know, there is a time at which you say, okay, I have had enough blackberries, thank you very much. And even tomatoes start to lose it. So you got a whole new array of fall and winter vegetables to choose from. So, yeah.
Well, thanks for coming and telling us what's happening this November, December, and good luck with everything.
Okay.
And I'll see you back, I suppose, next spring.
Yes.
When we reopen.
Yes.
Every year, the day after Thanksgiving, the Coleman's Winter Wonderland collection opens at the Portsmouth Art and Cultural Center. Winter Wonderland has been a Hampton Roads tradition for over 50 years, and the collection is on display until New Year's Eve. But work setting it up actually begins in mid-October. A few weeks ago, we stopped by the Art and Cultural Center and we spoke to some of the people working to bring it to life. I'm joined by Andre Burden, who's one of the very talented creative members of the exhibit department in the City of Portsmouth Museums. Welcome, Andre.
Hi, Rob. How's it going?
Good to have you back.
Thanks.
Now, it is the middle of October, and you guys, this is actually the first day of setup for this year's Winter Wonderland display at the Portsmouth Art and Cultural Center.
Yeah, we're beginning fall, but really we're starting up with winter down here. It's really
Okay.
we're a few months in the future down here, but yeah, we're getting started. We're getting cracking on the first day, and we're ready to go.
So what are you doing today?
Really, we're just dusting everything off, blowing the cobwebs off of everything, and then you know, just we're getting some of the background stuff ready so that we can put the forefront stuff on top of it. So we're doing some of the technical stuff, the stuff you don't necessarily see, but we're setting some of that stuff up. Some of the sound equipment and some of the lighting, some of the smaller parts of the decorations that's going to make everything come together at the end.
Wow. So how long does the process take?
Well, it can depending on certain things, but normally around this time, we start around this time, maybe a couple months. So we like to have everything up and running by that Black Friday. So right after Thanksgiving. So we got about
About
month,
6 weeks? Yep.
A month, 6 weeks. They're calling me. They need an extra hand now. So we're already in the swing of things, even though it's the first day.
Now, before we started rolling, you told me something rather interesting. You grew up just down the street from Coleman's nursery, but had no idea.
Absolutely. Kind of crazy.
Never went there.
Find myself putting my hands on the figurines and everything now, really having a hand in the process of putting it together. But you know, back when it was on High Street on Cedar Lane, I actually lived around the corner from there, but never got a chance to check it out then. But I definitely getting my foot in it now.
Now it's your life.
Absolutely.
All right. So you guys, so you're basically from here on until the day after Thanksgiving, this is all you guys are doing pretty much, is getting all of this up.
You know, the hands-on part doesn't take super long. We can get through that a couple weeks, maybe 2 or 3, but you know, the last few weeks, maybe week and a half, we have everybody from the entire department come in and take a look at it from, you know, every aspect, from the marketing, from, you know, taking a walk through the entire experience and getting that feedback, and then we kind of just fine tune everything in the last about week and a half.
And I know that you changed because there are so many figures on display and you can't possibly put everything up. You sort of change things out every year a little bit. There's one or two things you'll change out.
Absolutely, we like to switch it up every year. We have a few things coming in, maybe something that we didn't use a few years ago. We'll bring it in, we'll switch it in, and then we're always creating new parts. We're always adding into the collection that we started off with. That collection goes back, you know, 50, 60, 70 years. It's got a lot of history in it, but we also like to, you know, we've got a lot of talented people in the department that can also add on to that history and that tradition. So
you all redesign things. I mean, this is what I think a lot of our viewers in the public don't realize. You guys really have an artistic streak. I mean, I think that we think of exhibits like somebody coming in and nailing something up, or like sort of like the hardware guys, or like the janitorial staff or something. It's not that at all. You guys are designers.
Absolutely. We can pick things up and put things down if we have to, but we can get in there and add a different look, a different artistic eye. You know, we have that ability, and we like to use that any chance we get. So we can fabricate things from scratch. We make things up from scratch and add them onto the collection. Okay. And it really enhances the entire thing.
The design, the creative element behind the design process, that actually is ongoing, begins at the beginning of the year.
Absolutely.
That's great. Well, good luck setting everything up.
Thanks.
I'm glad it's you, not me. But I love coming to it. I know the public does too.
Yeah.
Thanks for taking time out to tell us all about it.
No problem. Thanks for visiting us, and we hope everybody else visits us too pretty soon here. So we'll be ready for y'all.
If you're looking to start your New Year's Eve celebration a little bit early, then be sure to check out the Olde Towne Scottish Walk. It takes place on the afternoon of December 31st, and it's been a big tradition for 21 years. Here's Susan Heeley, the founder of the walk, to tell us about this year's celebration. Welcome back to Portsmouth Now, Susan.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
So, Scottish Walk. Tell us a little bit about the history and then what we'll be seeing this year.
Absolutely. Well, the Scottish Walk in Portsmouth is based on a tradition that goes way back to ancient days in Scotland, where the townspeople would gather on New Year's Eve and come to their town center and wish their town good luck. Bring out the old, bring in the new, and they sing Auld Lang Syne. So we recreate that here in Portsmouth. This is our 21st year of recreating that Scottish Walk. A Scottish Walk doesn't mean you have to be Scottish. It just means that you're a townsperson who would like to come out and wish your town good luck and best wishes in the new year.
There's usually a lot of musical entertainment too following the walk.
There is. It's kind of like a caroling of musicians. We start at the foot of High Street where the walk ends, and we come up High Street and stop off and play along the street with our pipers and drummers, fiddlers, maybe dancers, whoever might be showing up to donate their time to come and kind of carol up High Street.
So I understand we have a couple of people coming this year that you're sort of attached to?
We do. Portsmouth should be very honored in that they have two current Portsmouth boys who have made well in Scottish music. My son, Ben Elkins, has been our #1 Scottish national gold medal champion in Scottish drumming for the last 2 years. And my nephew, Sean Heeley, has been our national Scottish fiddling champion. And so these young men have participated every year in the walk. They are coming back. And Ben is bringing some of his pipe band from the city of Dunedin, Florida, that just won the World Championships in Glasgow, Scotland. They are world champions.
And so they will be here.
They will be here.
Now, the ceremony actually takes place, we gather around here in this area right here, don't we?
We do.
Then we parade down, the whole community does, to the waterfront at the end of High Street, and that's where we have the ceremony.
And it's a very short 10-minute ceremony. We sing Auld Lang Syne, which is the tradition, even in New York with the ball dropping. Sing Auld Lang Syne with the pipers. And we have a little moment in Portsmouth's history, because on this day, January 1, was the day that we had a wonderful sea battle here in Portsmouth with the British and the American troops.
Now, I know you of course, are the expert in music, and that's your real focus, but since you founded this, you have really been doing everything on your own, all the logistics. I understand that you actually have a team now.
I do. I'm very thankful for the people who came together last year and helped me with posters and with organization. So I brought on Danny Donovan to help me this year with the business end of it, so that I may take over with the musicians and organizing the festivities of the event.
Well, that's great. I know that gives you time to focus on what you really want to focus on.
Wonderful.
Well, thanks for joining us, Susan, and I'll bring Danny over and we will talk to him about times and all of that.
Perfect. Thank you.
Danny, welcome to Portsmouth Now.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Now, I understand you were with the Scottish Walk. Now, what is your official title?
I'm pretty sure that the official title is Heeley Helper. I'm just here to smooth things over so she can focus on the music.
Okay, so tell us a little bit logistically what's going on New Year's Eve.
Well, on New Year's Eve, we're going to line up right here, sort of in the corner. We have St. John's here, but the real setup is going to be down there in that little parking lot next door. And then from there, we're going to walk all the way down, all the way through the streets of Olde Towne, leading up to the final place at the ferry stop.
Great.
We start off at 4:30, but you can start lining up about 4, get to know all the nice pipers and everybody, and enjoy their warm-ups and tune-ups. And then afterwards, we get to go off to have a fantastic after party at Longboards.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
It's going to be amazing.
Music and
dancing. But yeah, it's just an amazing event, and I'm so happy to be part of it and help out a little bit more and take some of the weight off of Heeley's shoulders.
I'm sure she's glad to. I know she's glad to have you.
That's good.
Well, thanks for dropping in and telling us what's coming up.
I'm excited. We'll see you later.
All right. That's it for our show today. If you'd like more information on any of the events that we've covered, simply log on to www.portsvaevents.com and then come to Portsmouth, where if you give us a day, we'll give you a holiday vacation. I'm Rob Lauer, and from me and everyone here at PCTV, we wish you and yours a happy holiday season and a most happy new year.